and some of the sub-funding groups he has, because he's kind of a secretive guy, but backs a number of socialist, anarchist, and revolutionary groups throughout the world. And their treatise goes back to the black guerrilla family, the black nationalist movement of the 60s, the police killers from the 60s and 70s. It's a very anti-law enforcement, anti-democratic government, militant Marxist group, without a doubt, even if you read their own doctrines.
So, I think people are going to be very surprised in hearing this. How do they? So you have these three individuals that started this. How did they get to a point? Of course, funding always has something to do with it. How did they get to the point where they are as big as they are? Was it because they were able to quickly go in and stir up obviously they're not telling everybody that they're Marxists. Were they able to go into these community activists? Did they link up with people like the Saul Alinskyites? What exactly did they do to spread so quickly?
Well, I think the primary reason that they spread is because, first of all, these three women are all extremely intelligent. They all have master's degrees. One has a master's degree in communication, and social media has really helped them. That's how the group really sprung into life, by actually a text on Instagram and also on Facebook from one of the founding members to two of the other founding members after the George Zimmerman shooting. And they said one of the comments that was made is Black Lives Matter. And then they went ahead and put a hashtag to that, and subsequently used their communications and social media skills to start an organization, and then that organization spread to different parts of the country in various chapters. But those people that say that they're founding members are not telling the truth. I think everybody's trying to, claim a little bit of notoriety by saying that. And by the way, the thing that's very interesting about Alicia, Opal, and Patrice is that you almost never see them on television opining about anything. However, they go out to community meetings. There is another lady who is a professor at Cal State Los Angeles, and her name is Professor Abdullah, and she is very prominent in the Los Angeles activist community, and she's very much against law enforcement and people in the corrections field, and she's constantly advocating for them. And as a matter of fact, I think she is involved in the Human Relations Commission for the County of Los Angeles. So these people are very active, but they get other people to do their work for them.
Right. Right. No, I'm agreeing with you. So in saying that, that they do get other people to do their work for them, where do they reside? How do people start to focus in on these three individuals?
Well, let me say this, because there are so many people, and primarily the mainstream media knows nothing about Black Lives Matter, and they think it's a socially conscious group that are there to provide, community oversight to law enforcement, and really that's not the goal of this organization, to provide oversight or anything. And the way the organization breaks down is that there are the founding members, and then there are people that are chairs or chapter presidents, and then the rest of the people are basically just anybody that would support or encourage Black Lives Matter, and that could be anybody. But the Black Lives Matter is a black nationalist Marxist organization. And there's no doubt about it. And if you listen to their lectures, you don't have to pay, believe me, all you have to do is start doing some internet research and listen to their videos, watch their videos, watch their television and listen to their radio interviews, get on their websites and see what they're all about. There is absolutely no doubt. And I call it, with regards to law enforcement, the 4 Ds. They want to disenfranchise and disassociate law enforcement from the mainstream community, and then they want to defund law enforcement, and they want to dissolve law enforcement. So I call it the 4 Ds, and if you watch everything that they're doing, they do not want to participate in remedies to bring the community and law enforcement closer together.
Right.
They want to completely defund it. And if you go into Black Lives Matter, they have all you have to do is Google Campaign Zero, and I write about all of this in my book.